Good evening, everyone. Jake and I couldn't be happier or more grateful to have you all here celebrating our special day. It's not often all our friends and family are under one roof together, and it means more to us than you know.
Mom, Dad, Nancy, and Bill, thank you so much for your support through this whole experience. We wouldn't have been able to do any of it without you. Thank you so much. We love you.
We feel We feel so lucky to be surrounded by friends and family who have poured their time, talents, and hearts into making this night so special. My childhood friend Alex led our ceremony beautifully.
A huge thank you to Rafi, who you just met, who traveled all the way from Germany to be your MC tonight. To Reggie for baking a better cake than any bakery could have done for us. And also a big shout out to the Pianides and Killhefer families for filling the space with our personality and a ton of love. So thank you very much. We love you guys.
Yeah. We can't wait to spend the rest of the night talking, laughing, dancing, and of course eating with all of you. But before we do, we would like to raise a glass to all of you for traveling from near and far, surrounding us with your love, and being here on the very first evening of our marriage. We love you. Okay, cheers, everybody.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you very much, Hannah. Beautiful speech. So next up, we have the next two groups of people. This wedding wouldn't have been able to happen without them. I don't know much like financially or logistically, but at least biologically, it couldn't have happened without them. If you don't understand that joke, come see me after. We'll talk about the birds and the bees. I have a lot of information for you. So first, we're gonna have Jake's parents, Tracy and Ron. Don't listen to anything Auntie Tracy says. Jake is still her baby. She's still always gonna be worried about him, even though there's always other people looking out for him. Uncle Ron, on the other hand, asked me to remind him if it was Talia or Jake's wedding today. Put it together for Tracy and Ron.
Hey, I just want to start off saying, we done good. We done good. We're just so proud. This isn't in my speech or anything. We're just so proud. Like, this is the best day ever. After Talia's wedding, of course, yeah. So I just want to thank you all for coming tonight to celebrate this special day with us. A wedding's not only about a couple getting married, although that's, the bulk of it. But we like to think that, they like to think that it's all about them, but it's also about two families coming together. Families and friends. There's lots of them here.
Nancy and Bill, thank you for sharing your beautiful daughter with us and welcoming Jake into your family, tattoos and all. Lauren has truly become one of our kids. We couldn't be happier. In fact, in just the past year, we went from 2 kids to 4.
Jake, you were the kid who first turned us into parents. You changed our lives forever. I like to think for the better. And we love you, even though you weren't the girl we were hoping for.
Jake, when you were about 4 or 5 years old, you and Talia and Dad had to take the cat to the vet, and sadly, she had to be put down. I remember you guys coming home, watching you come up into the driveway, thinking to myself, What am I going to say to make Jake and Talia feel better? But instead, you came up to me, put your hands on my cheeks, and said, Mom, it's going to be okay. You were comforting me. I knew then that what a wonderful man you were going to be. Jake, you have always been an old soul. I remember telling you that you were going to be a big brother, and even though you were only 2 years old, you seemed to know exactly what that meant. You and Talia became fast friends, even after almost smothering her as a newborn. You soon were inseparable, laughing, camping out on our floor at the end of our bed, sitting side by side in those fuzzy yellow tacky chairs. It was every parent's dream. Then off you went to school as I followed behind the bus crying. You made your own friends, and boom, suddenly Talia was your annoying sister.
From hockey tournaments, taekwondo, scouting, canoe trips, you kept us pretty busy. I remember one morning after coming home from a canoe trip with scouts, where they taught our already very independent young boy how to be even more independent, I caught you, our 8-year-old, at the stove making yourself eggs for breakfast. Then before we knew it, you were accepted into university and moving out at just 17. But Mom, I got a job at the student housing place and I'll work my way through.
Lauren, I don't actually remember the first time we met. I think it was because we felt you fit in right from the start. But what I do remember is the way Jake looked at you. You are warm, loving, confident, smart, and independent. What we love most of all is that you keep Jake on his toes. At first, we thought we had to tone ourselves down because, we're a little bit loud and very opinionated. Because Jake was begging us because he was embarrassed. Sitting on the top of the stairs at his Auntie Kim's house going, stop saying that, as you were on the phone over Christmas. But since you fit in so naturally, we dropped the facade pretty quickly. You know by now that we share our opinions on everything, often loudly and almost always with a little swearing. But you just took it all in stride, giggled with your adorable smile, and you won our hearts. We really knew you were here to stay one weekend at the cottage when the topic of engagement rings came up. Remember that, Talia? Your eyes lit up. And the phone came out. And we said, Lauren, pick out a ring. You said, okay. And you showed us a ring that you thought was the special one. You showed it to Jake. Jake looked and said, ooh, okay, that's doable. And then Talia and I said, okay, show us the ring. We looked at the ring. Talia and I looked at each other and said, oh, no. Beautiful ring. That diamond ain't big enough. Then Jake was terrified.
And here we are today. So here's to wishing you both that all the love that you feel for each other today will last a lifetime. It'll carry you through every challenge, lift you in every joy, and most importantly, help Lauren to tolerate Jake when he inevitably annoys the hell out of you. So everybody, please raise your glasses. To Lauren and Jake.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Bill, Nancy's daddy.
No, not Nancy's daddy.
Or, sorry, Lauren's daddy, sorry.
And I'm Nancy. I'm Lauren's mummy.
All right, we'll get back on script here. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this incredible day. It's a joy to see many friends and family gathered here to support Lauren and Jake as they begin their new chapter together. Now we have the honor of speaking about someone who has brought joy into our life, our daughter Lauren.
From the day she was born, where she spent hours in the hospital room at the foot of my bed, as she looked around the room for hours. The nurses had assured me she would sleep deeply. She did not. She was taking it all in. Since then, we've been so proud of our daughter. Perceptive, witty, easygoing, creative daughter who has a wonderful sense of humor, makes us laugh, makes friends easily, is a fantastic communicator, and has always been wise and mature beyond her years.
From a very early age, Lauren was already having real conversations with us. She had thoughts, opinions, and a way of expressing herself that sometimes made us laugh out loud. We'll never forget when Lauren was just 18 months old. I had buckled her into the back seat of my small two-door car, and she quickly realized her feet were jammed against the seat. She looked up at me, panicked, and yelled out, "Stuck!" That moment led to a quick rescue and a trade-in. The sports car was gone and an SUV took its place. Lauren's first words in the new car were, "Nice." She could now stretch her legs all she wanted. And at 3 years old, we told her she'd be going over to her grandparents' house because Mom and Dad were heading out to dinner. She looked up at us in a panic again and tearful and said, "But I don't know how to drive." That moment still makes us laugh out loud. Watching Lauren grow has been one of our greatest privileges. She's kind, she's compassionate, and her positive attitude inspires everybody around her.
When she moved to Ottawa to study, of course, I cried the whole summer before she moved, but I knew she'd make friends easily. Not one to ever talk back to us or even roll her eyes, at least not to our face. It was clear she was eager for us to get out of her hair on move-in day in res. Bill kept lingering around the room, checking to see what else he could fix. Told her he'd go to Canadian Tire in the morning, pick up some more garbage bags for her. He could barely finish what he was saying, and she just looked at him and just simply handed him his jacket. After a few weeks in Ottawa, though, she was thriving and unsurprisingly making many new friends. She was clear she wouldn't stay in Ottawa when school was done. She was going to move back to Toronto. And then there was that fall day in second year, November 25th, 2018. I texted her, "What's up today?" "Going to the art gallery." "Have you been before?" "Nope." "Going with friends?" "I'm going with a boy." "Which boy?" "His name is Jake." At the end of second year, I was making plans to pick her up to move apartments. April 23rd, 2019, she texts me, "Jake wants to meet you when you come here on Friday." And after that dinner, I simply told her, I like him. Throughout the years, Jake spoke so fondly about his parents, his grandma, his grandpa, his bubby, his Zadie, sister, aunts, uncles, and cousins. I knew he was a keeper. We also recently got to witness how, I believe, 7 of his friends showed up to help them move all their furniture from one place to another, from a 3rd floor to a 2nd floor, no elevators. It says a lot about a person when 7 friends show up to help you move. It has been wonderful watching Lauren and Jake develop a relationship, yet still be themselves. Jake, I doubt Lauren will ever go winter camping with you. It's very comforting and rewarding to see your daughter be loved so much by her partner. All these years she lived in Ottawa, I knew she was well taken care of. And quite some time ago, I recognized she probably wouldn't be moving back to Toronto. It's hard to think of what advice to offer to Lauren and Jake when they already have such a strong bond. Keep doing what you're doing. Every once in a while, Just take a moment to think about everything you've built together and appreciate that and appreciate each other.
So as we got to know Jake over the years, we saw how they truly complement each other beautifully, and it's clear they were meant to be together. Welcome to the family, Jake. To Lauren and Jake, may you continue to build together, whether it's establishing a home, raising a family, or creating a lifetime of memories. Also, when your children surprise you with their unexpected wisdom, may you find joy in laughing together the way Nancy and I did with Lauren. Let's raise a glass to Lauren and Jake, to love, laughter, and a lifetime of beautiful memories. Cheers.
Thank you, Nancy and Daddy Bill. Those are.
so